Guys, today I have something special for everyone that are holding altcoins because there is a pattern right now playing out. And yes, this is something very important. So if you're holding any altcoins at all, you will want to watch this video. I'm also gonna go through everything you need to know for Bitcoin here. So very important video. Make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it. And what you can see for Bitcoin is that the bearish pattern, the bearish trend continues here. And right now you can see that we are right above the orange box here. And what's important here is that just like in yesterday's video where I said that we had a big red candle, but the big difference between this big red candle and the bounce that we had is that we actually closed one candle right above the orange box here, while the previous times we just had a wick and then we had a strong reaction immediately towards the upside. So wick, strong reaction towards the upside, wick, strong reaction towards the upside. Here you did have a candle actually closing right above it, not as big of a bounce, and right now you can see that the bounce we had right here was not as strong as the previous one. So you can see that the momentum right now is definitely in favor of the bears, and on the short term things are looking a bit weak for Bitcoin. The good thing is that we do have the orange box here, and this is a very strong level of support. But for how long is this going to hold up the Bitcoin price here? Well, for me, you know my strategy. I do think that there's a decent chance, I would say there's a 60% chance that we're actually going to hold up the Bitcoin price here, even though we're just a few dollars above this point right now. But I still think it's a decent chance that we could actually see this hold, and then from there we're gonna go up towards the upside. But my strategy, as you know guys, if we break down from this one, I'm gonna add more Bitcoin to my trades at $55,000 and $51,000, because in a few months, in half a year, in 1 year, I do think we're gonna be at higher prices. So I'm fine with accumulating more Bitcoin at this point for my trades as well. So that is my strategy, what I am going to do if the price goes down any lower. But I do think there's a decent chance, like I said, that we're gonna hold up the price here. But in the immediate short term, yes, things are looking a bit weak here. And even on this chart right here, this is on the daily time frame, you can see that the trend line, which I had lined up right here, we are right now below it. So you can see it very clearly here how we are below this trend line. So no matter like how you draw this, you're most likely going to end up with this candle actually being a breakdown from the pattern. So that is something that we need to keep our eyes on as well. So another kind of bearish short-term pattern happening here. For traditional markets doing very well. So they're still continuing towards the upside, so that is all great. Now, for everyone holding altcoins, I need to talk about something very important. First, there's major events coming up this week. So on Monday, you have the traditional markets are actually closed, but on Tuesday, US manufacturing PMI for August, you have jobs data on Wednesday, Thursday you have PMI, and then you have US non-farm payroll and unemployment for August on Friday. So big jobs data coming up, and this is gonna have a big effect on the markets because of the market is right now very fragile, looking at if we're in a recession or not. So this data is gonna give us an idea of if that is the case or not. So be prepared for volatility based on all of this data being released next week. Now, let me talk you through one of the key things happening right now. Because if you look at altcoins to Bitcoin, we currently are at an index of 0.38. Okay, so the index here, if you compare altcoin market cap to the Bitcoin market cap, you can see that the index right now is 0.38. Why is this important? Because this is the exact same ratio we had in 2019 and at the same time when the Fed started to cut interest rates in 2019. And what are we expecting right now? Well, we're expecting the Fed to cut interest rates. So we have a similar kind of structure right here as you saw in 2019, coming from a high top, going down, having that index of 38, the Fed starts to cut rates, and then in 2019, we did see a big drop in this ratio, meaning that Bitcoin severely outperformed altcoins. In this case, it meant that Bitcoin went down, but altcoins went down even harder. So you had that final capitulation for altcoins before we started to go up again. So this is very important because things are looking very, very similar right now. And even on the macro scale, with the Fed starting to cut interest rates, it is also the same you had in 2019. And you know, guys, that I have been saying for at least 6 to 8 months, be careful with altcoins. I think that altcoins are going to slowly bleed because of the unlocks, because of the lack of liquidity entering the market. Altcoins are going to suffer, okay? So this is the case. And maybe we're going to see that final capitulation before you really start to see altcoins come back and you start to see those altcoin seasons, which everyone, of course, wants to see. But maybe one final capitulation according to this chart right here. And also, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, that could mean that we're going to see that final push towards the upside, which basically retraces all of the drops the Bitcoin dominance had since 2021, right? So in 2021, you did have this massive drop, which meant that altcoins went absolutely ballistic towards the upside when the Bitcoin dominance dropped here. But since then, Bitcoin has been regaining strength, of course, and yes, maybe you're gonna see this start to come up maybe to 58, maybe even 64. 64 would be crazy, but yes, this is the point in which we really started to have those massive altcoin seasons. In 2021, the Bitcoin dominance dropped. So yeah, it's natural that you're gonna see a bounce, you're gonna see a retracement of all of that, and then the cycle starts again, and the Bitcoin dominance goes down, and then you start to see the altcoins really perform very well. So that is something that I am looking at right now. I'll continue to keep you updated on all of this. When it comes to the massive levels of liquidations you need to watch out for, you do have right here several $100 million, I would say almost close to $1 billion in the vicinity of between $57,000 down to essentially $58,000 down to $57,000. So that means that if we lose this orange box, that could cause a cascade of liquidations towards the downside as longs are getting liquidated. Okay, so that is all stuff that I wanted to talk about today. Be careful with altcoins, be careful with if we drop this orange box, be careful with leverage. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.